Hello. Today I will be teaching you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Let's get started. First, there are some things you need to know about the cube before we can begin. You see, if I were to take a cube apart, you will notice three types of pieces. These pieces are called corner pieces, and they have three colors. These pieces are called edge pieces, and they have two colors. And lastly, these are centerpieces. They only have one color. The edge pieces and the corner pieces rotate around the cube, while the centerpieces are in a fixed position. Which leads to the next thing you should know, color scheme. We have white opposite of yellow, orange opposite of red, and green opposite of blue. No matter how many moves you make, this will never change, as the centerpieces are in fixed positions around the cube. And finally, you will need to know cube notation before I can teach you how to solve a cube. If you see an R, you will need to turn the right face of your cube by one clockwise rotation. If you see an L, you will need to turn the left face of your cube by one clockwise rotation. Notice that turning faces opposite of each other by one clockwise rotation moves them in different directions. If you see an F, you will need to turn the front face of your cube by one clockwise rotation. If you see a B, you will need to turn the back face of your cube by one clockwise rotation. Again, opposite faces move in different directions when turning them by one clockwise rotation. If you see a U, you will need to turn the top face of your cube by one clockwise rotation. If you see a D, you will need to move the bottom face of your cube by one clockwise rotation. Again, opposite faces move in different directions during clockwise turns. If you see an M, you would need to move the middle slice towards you. And now for cube rotations. If you see an X, you will rotate the cube on the X-axis. If you see a Y, you will rotate the cube on the Y-axis. If you see a Z, you will rotate the cube on the Z-axis. If you see this next to any of the letters, then instead of a clockwise rotation, you would do a counterclockwise rotation. If you see a 2 next to any of these letters, then instead of a clockwise turn or a counterclockwise turn, then instead you would make 2 turns or 180 degrees. And lastly, if any of these letters are lowercase, then you do move 2 layers instead. And now that you know everything that you should know, I can begin to teach you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. First, let's discuss the steps, and then I will teach you how to do each step. Step 1. Solve the middle layer. Step 2. Solve the white cross. Step 3. Put the white corners in place. Step 4. Yellow cross. Step 5. Solve the yellow edges. Step 6. Get the yellow corners in the correct position. Step 7. Rotate the yellow corners so that they are solved. Now that you know the steps, now you need to learn how to do each step. Step 1. Solve the middle layer. Hold the cube such that white is on bottom and yellow is on top. Look at the 4 edge pieces in the top layer. Find one of these pieces that has neither yellow or white as one of the 2 colors. When you find one, match the top color of the edge with its corresponding center color. In this case, this edge has a top color of orange, so we rotate to the orange side and then turn the top layer until we have them matched up. And now we determine whether it needs to go into this spot or this spot. The way we do this is we look at the other color. This is blue. This is the blue side, so we know it needs to go here. This does not need to go here. And the way we get this into here is with an algorithm. The algorithm for this case is R, U prime, R prime, U. Now we look in the top layer again for another edge piece that has neither yellow or white on it. Yellow, yellow, white, green, and red. We look at the top color, it is red, so we turn to the red side, turn the top layer to match them up, and then determine whether it needs to go to the right or left. In this case, this is green, so we know it needs to go into this spot. And the way we put it in is with the same algorithm. R, U prime, R prime, U. Next, we look in the top layer again. and find edge piece that has neither yellow or white on it. White, yellow, yellow, white. When all of these are either white or yellow, we do a cube rotation. X2. And now that we flip the cube around, we could look at this top layer now and find a piece without any yellow or white on it. This has yellow, this has yellow, this is orange and green. So we look at the top color, green, turn to the green side, turn the top layer until we get green matching up, and determine whether it needs to go to the left or to the right. The way we do that is looking at the secondary color. In this case it's orange. This is the orange side, so it needs to go here. And since it needs to go here, we can't just use the same algorithm again, because R, U prime, R prime, U puts it here instead of here. So instead, we'll use a different algorithm. And that algorithm is L prime, U, L, U prime. Next, we look in the top layer for another piece that doesn't have either white or yellow on it. White, yellow, white, red, and blue. Top color is red, so we move over to the red side, turn the top layer to match them up with its appropriate center. Look at the secondary color, blue. Blue needs to go here, so we do it with R, U prime, R prime, U. Now your middle layer should be solved. Now what happens when your middle layer is not solved and none of the appropriate pieces are in the top layer and doing an X2 rotation does not help? Well, this happens because the piece you are looking for is in the middle layer, and you fix this by doing this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime. Now that takes it into the top layer, and now you can see that this is red, put it over to the red side. This is green, green, needs to go here, so you do a L prime, U, L, U prime. Step 2. If you rotated the cube during the last step, make sure to put white back on the bottom. In this step, we will be making the white cross. So, first thing, we look into the top layer and find an edge piece with white on it. This is yellow, this is yellow, this is white. Then we look at the secondary color. This is orange. So we bring it over to we turn to the orange side, turn the top layer to match them up, and then this is where you get one of two cases. In this case, white is on the top, so we will do this algorithm. M prime, U2, M. Next, we look in the top layer again for another piece with white on it. This is yellow, this is yellow, this is white. The secondary color is red, so we turn to the red side, turn the top layer to match it up. It's case number 1, white on top, so we do that algorithm. M prime, U2, M. Next, we look in the top layer for a piece with white on it. This is yellow, this is yellow, this is white. The secondary color is green, so we turn to the green side, match it up, and then this is case number 2. When you have white in front, you will need to use a different algorithm. And that algorithm is U, M prime, U prime, M. And that puts that in place. Next, we will look on the top layer again. Yellow, 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 white. So the secondary color is blue. Turn to the blue side. Match it up. And then it's case number 1. So we will do that algorithm, which is M prime, U2, M. Now we should have the white cross solved. If you do not have the white cross solved, and there are no white pieces in the top layer, then you might have one of these special cases. In this first special case, 2 cross pieces are in the wrong spot, and we need to fix that. So choose one of them that's in the wrong spot, and then use this algorithm, M prime, U prime, M. And now you have a cross piece in the top layer, and you can solve it like in the previous step. White, orange is the secondary color. Turn to the orange side, match it up. It's case number 2, so you use this algorithm. U, M prime, U prime, M. And now this is in the top layer. White, green is the secondary color. Turn to the green side, match it up, and then it's case number 2, so use this algorithm. U, M prime, U prime, M. Special case number 2. You have all the cross pieces in the correct spot, but one of them is flipped wrong. The way you solve this is by using this algorithm. M prime, U prime, M. And now we have this case, case number 1. And we can solve it by seeing that this secondary color is red. Turn to the red side, match it up. Case number 1, so use that algorithm. M prime, U2, M. Step 3. Solve the white corners. There are 3 main cases to learn. First, we will look in the top layer for a corner piece this time that doesn't have any yellow on it. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And this one has white. White is what we're looking for. We look at the other 2 colors, red and green. Find those centers, red and green, and we align the corner to be in between them. See, this is red and this is green. This is in between them. And then we have this case. The way we solve this case is using this algorithm. In this case, we have white on the right, so we use this algorithm. U prime, R, U2, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. And that puts it in. Next, we look in the top layer for another corner piece with white on it. This is yellow, this is yellow, this has yellow, this has white. It is a different case. So, we look at the other 2 colors, blue and orange. Find the blue and orange centers, blue and orange, and put the corner piece in between them. This is a case where white is on top, and we will use this algorithm. And it goes R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. Now we look in the top layer for another corner piece with white on it. This is yellow, this has yellow, this has yellow, this is right. Now we look at the other 2 colors, orange and green, and then find the orange and green centers. Green, orange, and place it in between them. It's the case with white on top, so we do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. Now we look in the top layer for another corner piece with white on it. This has yellow, this has yellow, this has yellow, this has white. Look at the other two colors, red and blue. Find the blue and red centers, blue, red. Put it in between them, and this is the last case. You have white in front, and you do this algorithm. U prime, R, U prime, R prime, U2, R, U prime, R prime. Now we should have the first two layers of the cube solved. If you don't, then you might have one of these special cases. If a corner piece is in the wrong spot, or it's flipped wrong, then do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And that should set up one of these cases. This is white, so we look at the other two colors. Orange, blue, so it's in the right spot. White is on the right, so we do this algorithm. U prime, R, U2, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. These two corner pieces are in the wrong spot. So the way you solve that is go over one of them and do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And it sets up another one of these cases. Green and red are this corner's other colors. Green, red, put it above that, in between them. And then do the algorithm corresponding to the case you got. In this case, we got white on top, so we do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. White on top, so we do this algorithm. Look at the other two colors, match it up with the other two colors. In this case, red and blue, put it in between them, and do the algorithm corresponding to your case. In this case, we got white on top, so we do R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. Step 4, we need to get the yellow cross. The way we do that is, if none of the edges are solved, then do this algorithm. You can hold it anywhere and do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that should give you this backwards L type shape. And now, if you have this backward L type shape, hold it like this, and then do this algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And it should give you this bar. Now, when you have this bar, hold it like this, and do this algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. You should have a yellow cross now. Step 5. Solve the yellow edges. What you will do is you will turn the top layer until you have 2 edges in the correct position relative to their center colors. We have blue and red. Once you turn the cube to where you have 2 colors solved, what you would do is, if they are adjacent to each other, you will hold one in the back and one in the right, and do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And then you can turn the top layer and see that all of them line up to their appropriate center colors. Now what happens when you turn the top layer and the solved edges are opposite of each other instead of adjacent? You can hold it anywhere and do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Now we can turn the top layer and see that we have adjacent solved edge pieces, and hold one of them in the back and one of them in the right, and then do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Step 6. Solve the yellow corners. We will look around the cube and see if any of our corners are in the right spot. This is yellow, green, and orange, and it's in between yellow, orange, and blue, so not the right spot. This is orange, blue, and yellow, which is in between yellow, green, and orange, so not the right spot. This is yellow, blue, and red, and it's in between yellow, red, and green, so not the right spot. This is red, green, and yellow, and it's in between yellow, blue, and red, so not the right spot. If none of them are solved, it's okay. Just do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, L prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, L. And that should solve one of them. We look around the cube and see that this is yellow, orange, and blue, and it's in between yellow, orange, and blue. Now, if it's not flipped correctly, it's okay. It's still yellow, orange, and blue in between yellow, orange, and blue. It's still good. Now, when one of these pieces are in the correct spot, hold that spot here and do this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U prime, L prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, L. That didn't put any other corners in the correct spot, but that's okay. This is still in the correct spot, so we do that algorithm one more time. U, R prime, U prime, L prime, U, R, U prime, R prime, L. And all of the corners are in the correct spot. Step 7. We will be completing the solve now. In this step, we will be rotating each of the corner pieces so that the cube will be solved. Hold it such that a corner that needs to be rotated is in the front right spot, and do this algorithm. R prime, D prime, R, D. And repeat that. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. And now we bring over another corner that needs to be rotated, and do the same algorithm. R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, D. Now, we only have one more corner that needs to be rotated. Bring it over to this spot, and do that algorithm again. R prime, D prime, R, D, 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 and then just fix your top layer. Make sure to finish the 4-move sequence or you will mess up the cube. Congratulations, you should now know how to solve a Rubik's Cube. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and have a nice day.